Let me talk to you a little bit about this 311, what it is and what does it mean. These numbers that you see up here, estimated size that we put out several months ago, have not changed. Over the next 10 years, we're going to be looking at about 2,600 kids for the district, roughly 1,200 elementary schools students, roughly 600 middle school students, and around 800 high school students. We've made a transition in this district. We ran 7 schools for a long time, even though our enrollment continued to drop. We were around 3,000, 3,100 students. We got down to 28, 29, 28, 27, and now we're going to dip into the 2,600 student mark. So we have to make some changes, but still be able to come out with a product that serves our students well. So we're going to transition, and we've been making that transition as we essentially shut Cliffdale Elementary School down for 1 year to be able to renovate that into Cliffdale Middle. That's happened in stage 1. Stage 2 is now we're getting ready to take a look at how do we make that transition into the middle school? So thank you for being here. Our board had a lot of guiding principles. They've been doing this since 2016. We studied the educational suitability of all of our schools, all of our classrooms, the safety of our schools, and the physical being, how well things were from carpet to heating and air all the way through. And our middle schools came out as should be a top priority, but we also had needs in all levels. So when we talk about 311, we talk about touching all schools through this plan. Our elementary schools have already added math interventionists, SROs, administrative assistants. They have STEM coming, and hopefully foreign language and mental health counselors on the way. Our middle school students, when we do this, are going to be offered a lot more courses, a lot more offerings. You'll see that. And our high schools touch with the physical part of the building, creating 21st century learning environments, more electives, more choices for kids. We want to have choice. We want more dual credit. We want students moving forward. We don't want to stand still and not be competitive with other students across this area. Now, how much does that cost? We're going to give you some estimated costs to talk tonight. That first column over to the left is renovated middle school, Cliffdale Middle. It's roughly, you'll see, about $19 million to do the whole project by the time it's through. That's new gym, totally renovated inside, all new when we get there. If you look at Cannons Elementary School, I need about $1.5 million to do safety upgrades, do roof improvements, add some heating and air. We've got to turn those classrooms into 21st century learning environment. At Cowpens and Packlet Elementary School, roughly it's around $3 million for a total. I have to do roofs at all those schools. That's a very expensive undertaking to do that. I've got some safety upgrades with intercom systems, entrance and exits, and also turn those into 21st century learning environments. And then of course at Broome High School is roughly about $3.6 million. Love to have more there because we have a lot of athletic needs along with building needs to make those transitions and do some of those same things with safety upgrades, with building upgrades and 21st century learning environments and collaborative spaces. That total roughly is around $30 million plus a little contingency. You got to have a little backup in case you run into something you don't see. And as of this year, we're already spending $3.6 million toward that as we make the change. So we're roughly about $26 million is what's balanced as we move forward. Now, where's that money going to come from? I want you to know that the board has already approved these steps, but I'm releasing them to you tonight. One is utilize the pay-as-you-go plan, which is when you go from 7 buildings to 5, there's going to be a natural occurrence of savings. We want to be able to put those savings, includes personnel, building costs, transportation, maintenance, put those savings back into the plan. And also the pay-as-you-go is to be able to use an 8% debt limit. Our board has the authority, which they have used this year because we have to, since the referendum did not go through, to be able to get a hold of enough money to be able to start moving forward. That means that we are able to raise taxes a little bit, and on a $100,000 home, that's roughly about $155 a year increase. And by doing that, we get that $2.6 million plus all our savings coming in. That's where that $3.6 million comes from to be able to do. We're also, our board has approved, let's put all of our old buildings up for sale. Middle School of Packlet, Cowpens Middle School, when they close, they will be up for sale to be able to generate revenue. And those buildings are worth more than you think they are if you can put them back on the tax book where there's some kind of business, some kind of industry, some kind of home development, whatever the case may be, so that we can start seeing future revenue coming in from those projects. And as you take a look, we also have approved a bond referendum effort in 2020, which means we would be able to do all this in 1 year if we could do that, or actually less than 1 year, and save taxpayers more money than doing the 8% pay-as-you-go. Roughly, we hope to be able to cut that tax bill in half, if not more than half, of what they pay by going after a bond referendum. And of course, all other annual savings, this board has committed to save money. They have committed all their travel, everything that they have authority or used or have spent before, even the board reception that used to go on. That money has been designated to go back into this program or back into the schools or back into teacher supplies. Since the last 3 years, this board has moved our reserve funds from about 11.8% to over 16%. They've put almost $2 million in that pot by being frugal. And that also goes to a thank you to the administration here for running very efficient buildings and making every dime cross without sacrificing the instructional program. We also had a consultant come in and review elementary, middle, and high school staffing and give us recommendations on how to efficiently run our school district with staffing at the 3 elementary schools, staffing at our 1 high school, and staffing at the 1 middle school. Our board agreed this past November that during any of these transitions, nobody loses their job. We just use the natural attrition of people moving in and out of our district, or leaving for other job opportunities, or leaving because their spouse moved, but we're going to allow that to happen. That's an awesome commitment from our board. We wanted you to hear that and want you to share that with everyone. Why this 3-1 is so important for middle school. In year 1, once we put them under one roof, I want you to look at the high school credits a child could walk out with. I wish I could have offered that young lady that's junior that's sitting in Scholars Academy these same opportunities, and we're going to be able to. They deserve it, and we're going to make it happen. They'll not only get Algebra 1, English 1, Earth Science, Marching Band, Art 1, Gateway to Technologies, a career and technical education program, Business Computers, World Cultures, year 1. And then you see the year 2. At the opportunities a child will be able to get, and more coming to the surface. And the other thing is for my teachers. I want you to be able to do a true middle school concept. You deserve it. You don't deserve to be spread across multiple grade levels, teaching multiple subjects. You need to be focused. It's the best for children. It's the best for you for a teacher. So we're moving in that direction with 3-1-1. And you know the school's been named. It'll be publicly released after tonight, but the board voted in November to approve the name of the school is Cliffdale Middle. This is about the process that includes students, teachers, staff, parents, community leaders, past board members, current board members, and Cliffdale Middle was the name. They will be the Centurions. Their school colors will be royal blue and white. You can only earn your gold when you get to the high school. Awesome plan to be in such connectiveness and articulation between sporting teams and the school. And if you look at timeline, when this is going to happen, Mr. Blackwood will never let up on August 1. But it is a hard reach time frame, you know, that you could go by there now and you see concrete and asphalt being moved around, you see trees down, you see a lot of bulldozers, and especially in the back. But if that doesn't happen, our board is approved to make a mid-year move. We have the philosophy that everybody needs to go at the same time. We're committed to making sure we do this all together as least disruptive as we can, and I promise teachers we're going to take very good care of you through this move. We will make it happen. We'll provide financial resources, and we're going to provide support, whatever we need to do to make this work. But I still depended on a construction timeline that I can't 100% control. I can just tell you I'm a cheerleader for that August 1. But it looks like a 40-week, 39 to 40-week construction period. And if you start doing the math from right now, that's probably into September already to do that. And there's a lot of inspection time frames and other things that have to happen. That's 3-1. Our district is moving that direction. Elementary's a win-win. Middle school's a win-win-win. High school's a win-win-win. All of our students receive better offerings, better courses, more electives, more attention, better support by going to this model. I can't wait to see it in action.